हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू वावा एएस। वेलकम टू द डिस्कशन ऑन द डेली एमसीक्यू। आज है 23 जून 2021 और अब हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं आज के 5 करंट अफेयर बेस्ड एमसीक्यूज। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। फर्स्ट लेट अस डिस्कस द क्वेश्चन दैट वाज आस्क्ड यस्टरडे, वेयर इज द हेडक्वार्टर्स ऑफ आर्किटेक्ट काउंसिल लोकेटेड? एंड यस्टरडे इफ यू सी इट वाज Tanushree Sahu who has given the correct answer. Congratulations. So now let's begin with this discussion. So this headquarters of Arctic Council, if you see, it is located in Tromsø, which is in Norway. Headquarters is in Tromsø, Norway. And if you see the Arctic Council members, all the countries which are surrounding the Arctic region are part of this Arctic Council members. India is a observer. So the members, if you see, it was US, because Alaska is somewhere here near the Arctic Circle. Canada, Greenland. So as Greenland is part of Denmark, so Denmark will be part of the Arctic Council. Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland and Russia. So if you want to remember, you can remember like this. It is FINDS, finds, plus Russia, USA, Canada, RUC, something like that. So FINDS stand for Finland, Iceland, Norway, Denmark and Sweden. Okay, these are the countries. Okay, so like this you can remember. Right, now let's start with today's discussion, but before that a small information, guys. So we are providing the questions based on the current affairs daily and their solutions in the PDF format. You can download it directly from our Telegram channel, where we will be posting regularly all the questions based on the current affairs. Okay, so make the best use of this initiative so that you can enhance your preparation to the next level. Now let's begin with the first question. Consider the following statements related to the house price index. House price index. First one, it is compiled monthly by RBI for all cities. Second one, the house price index is the average Laspers index. So we have to choose the correct answer. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. So the first statement, if you see, it is compiled monthly by RBI for all cities. This is wrong, because it is not compiled for all cities, and even it is compiled quarterly by the RBI. Quarterly. Okay? So the first statement is wrong. Second statement, if you see, the house price index is a weighted average Laspers index. This is right. So here the correct answer is B 2 only. So the recently RBI has released this house price index for the fourth quarter of 2021. So this house price index actually evaluates, or it measures, what is the increase in the house prices in few major cities. Actually it considers 10 cities, the registration of houses in 10 cities for this index, and those cities are Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Jaipur, Kanpur, Kochi, Kolkata, Lucknow and Mumbai. Okay, so this is about this house price index, and it is released by RBI for 10 major cities. Okay, and here it is given, the house price index is weighted average Laspers index based on the transaction price, where transactions are stratified. That means they are categorized into 3 categories: small, medium and large. Okay, and all these transactions, they are evaluated based on the registration, that happens. Okay, and another important thing is RBI releases another index called the housing, just a minute guys. RBI releases another index called the housing affordability index. Okay, so this measures the affordability of different houses, affordability in different cities, in fact affordability of houses in different cities, right? So this is another index by the RBI. Now let's go to the second question. The second question is, consider the following statements with respect to Nipah virus. First one, it is a zoonotic virus. Okay. Second one, the infection with NIV is associated with elephantiasis of the brain and cause mild to severe illness and even death. So we have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is C, both 1 and 2. First one, it is zoonotic virus. That means it transmits from animals to humans. This is right. Okay, it generally transfers from bats to humans. Second one, the infection with Nipah virus is associated with elephantiasis, right, and it can cause mild to severe illness and even death. This is also right. So C, both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. So recently there is a survey by the ICMR and the National Institute of Virology, where they have picked some samples, and picked some samples in Mahabaleshwar, and they have realized, or they have found, that there are antibodies for this Nipah virus in the bats. There are antibodies, so that's why this was in news. And India has experienced this Nipah virus outbreaks in various stages. Okay, the first incidence of this Nipah virus was reported in Siliguri district in West Bengal, and followed by the detection of this Nipah virus in various states. So the Petropus medium bats, which are large fruit-eating bats, are actually the reservoir of this Nipah virus in India. So remember the Petropus medium bats. Okay, so it's a zoonotic virus, and it was first discovered that it is transferring from bats to humans. Later on, even an outbreak of this disease in pigs and people in Malaysia and Singapore was also discovered. Okay, so the first instance of this Nipah virus was discovered in 1999. Now let's move on to the next question. Consider the following statements related to the black softshell turtle. First one, it is a rare freshwater turtle listed as critically endangered under the IUCN Red List. Okay. Second one, it does not enjoy legal protection under the Wildlife Protection Act. So we have to choose the correct answer. A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, neither 1 nor 2. So here the correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. This is one of the rare incidents where we have not given the legal protection under the Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act for a species which is critically endangered under the IUCN Red List. So that's why this is important for us. So recently the Assam Forest Department and along with some NGOs, they have prompted, or they have said that they will be raising at least 1,000 black softshell turtles by 2030, and this is basically a freshwater species, and it is termed as critically endangered in the IUCN Red List. And as I said already, it does not enjoy any legal protection under the Wildlife Protection Act. So here in this image you can see this is the turtle. This is the black softshell turtle. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. The World Investment Report 2021, which was in news recently, was released by A, World Economic Forum, B, World Bank, C, UNCTAD, and D, World Customs Organization. Here we have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is C, UNCTAD. Okay. So recently this World Investment Report was released by the UN Conference on Trade and Development, which is the UNCTAD. Okay, this is a UN body, and it has observed that the global flow of the FDI was severely impacted, and it has reduced by about 35% in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So in previous year, in 2019, it was approximately 1.5 trillion. The global flow of FDI was approximately 1.5 trillion, but in 2020 it was just 1 trillion. So more than 35% drop was there. And another important thing which this report noted is the pandemic boosted demand for digital infrastructure and services globally. So as you know, even in India we have witnessed this because of the online education and other things. There have been a huge rise for the digital infrastructure. And the report said that FDI in South Asia rose by 20% to $71 billion. Okay. And India is ranked 18 out of the world top 20 economies for FDI outflows, with $12 billion of outflow recorded from the country in 2020 as compared to 13 billion in 2019. So that means even India is one of the top FDI receiver, but even if you see, India is one of the top FDI outflow country because it is ranked 18th, and India received about $64 billion in FDI in 2020 and is the fifth largest recipient as well as 18th largest contributor of FDI. Okay. And the increase in FDI in India was pushed by the acquisition in the IT related industry. Right. Now let's move on to the next question. Yeah, before that, small information regarding UNCTAD. The headquarters of the UNCTAD, the United Nations body for trade and development, is in Geneva, Switzerland. And there are three important reports of this UNCTAD. They are Trade and Development Report, World Investment Report, and Technology and Innovation Report. These three are the important reports that we need to remember from the examination point of view. Remember, UNCTAD means United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, and the headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. And there are three important reports: Trade and Development. See, this one you can identify easily, as this UNCTAD is related to trade and development. So the trade and development report, okay, and investment report. So investment is also related to trade. So investment report and technology and innovation report. These three important reports, right? Now let's see the fifth question. The gain of function research, sometimes seen in the news, is related to gain of function research. A, manipulation that makes certain pathogens and microbes more deadly or transmissible. B, inactive mutation that makes loss of original function or no function to the pathogen. C, the Higgs boson. And D, wireless communication technology. And the correct answer is A, manipulation that makes certain pathogen microbes more deadly or more transmissible. This is the correct answer. So the term, actually this term was cropped up in the debate about the origin of COVID-19 pandemic, because some people say that it was China. So a testing has gone wrong in China and people got infected, is what some people say. So this gain of function research means, it simply means that researchers, they are working on few pathogens and altering their gene deliberately, and they're doing mutations manually, so that in order to observe the transmissibility, their virulence and other immunogenicity. So in order to observe all of these things, okay, this gain of research function will be done. And the researchers actually believe that this gain of research function is one of the main reason for the COVID-19 to transmit to other people, because the mutations are man-made, is what some researchers say. Okay, so as I said already, this research, gain of function research involves manipulation of certain pathogenic microbes, okay, which are more deadly or more transmissible. So it's a genetic engineering technique. So genetically the genes will be modified and the mutations will be done. Okay, right. And some of the gain of function research report carry sorry, and some there is also another antithesis to this theory, which is the loss of function, where even some functions, the researchers will remove some functions to observe about its mutation and other things also. This is another antithesis of this theory. And some form of gain of function research reportedly carry inherent biosafety and biosecurity risk, because as the mutations are being done, we don't know how these pathogens are going to react, how these microbes are going to react. We are not yet sure. And also there is issue of this biosecurity, and thus they are referred to as dual use research of concern, because it's a research of concern only. That's why the labs which are doing research on all these things, they are very highly secured. Okay, the level 4 security is what it is being called. This indicates that while the research may result in benefit for humanity, there is also the potential to cause harm, accident, or deliberate escape of these altered pathogens from the lab. Okay, and this may even cause pandemics, like how we have got this COVID-19, right? Now let's look at the question of the day. And the question of the day is, the Prime Minister recently launched E100 pilot project, and you have to tell me this project is related to what. E100 pilot project is related to what is today's question. Okay, so tomorrow before the start of discussion, we will discuss this question. So that's it, friends. These are our initiatives: the PD 365 summary, prelims test series summary, mains test series summary, and Vision Monthly magazine summary. So with these summaries, we are trying to ensure that your preparation becomes more easier to you, because already you have a lot of things to cover, and as you have to revise these important materials multiple times, okay, we want to ensure that you do this very effectively with these summaries, because in these summaries all the matter is covered. We have not missed anything, and everything is quality checked for the betterment of your preparation. Okay, so that's it, friends, for the day. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.